This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This your boy Black Magus, and not doing the whole presentation, recording footage, blah blah blah. As we do traditionally every year with the NBA Finals, we're just gonna cut a video and talk about what went on. So, that being said, Game 1 of the 2015 NBA Finals. It was a good game up until, I guess, the overtime session where Cleveland pretty much fell apart. But for the most part, very, very good game. Cleveland came in there, jumped out early against the Warriors. And the Warriors, I guess they were experiencing those first finals jitters. You know what I mean? Few of them have been this deep in the playoff. In fact, I cannot think of one person on the roster of the Warriors that's actually been in the NBA Finals besides their coach. If you guys can think of someone on their roster who's actually played in the NBA Finals currently, let me know, because I don't think they have anybody who has finals experience. Now, that's not to say that the Cavs have a huge wealth of experience in the finals. I mean, you have LeBron. I don't think who else on their roster may have been to the finals. Kendrick Perkins has been to the finals, but he's kind of irrelevant. He barely plays. And I guess you can say, oh gosh, what's his name? SpongeBob. For some reason, his name just escaped me, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Big hair, crazy, runs up and down the court. Highly overpaid player on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Damn, I'm gonna remember his name in a second, but that's, as far as I can recall, the breadth of Cleveland's finals experience. So the whole who's been here first thing, or who's been there, doesn't really equate, I think, in the conversation. Although LeBron's experience is key, and we saw that tonight where LeBron had an amazing game. I didn't even know he had that many points. I honestly was more focused on Kyrie Irving, who, for someone who was pretty much on one leg, and I mean literally on one leg, he had a really good performance. He actually had a solid defensive game, which is something that you rarely hear when speaking of Kyrie Irving. I believe he ended up with 23 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. You know, well-rounded game, especially for his first time in the finals and dealing with the injuries that he had. He did a heck of a job. Cleveland, you know, they were controlling the boards, they were getting the rebounds early. They were scaring a lot of people. I know a lot of people probably was looking at this game like, oh, what's going on? Why aren't the Warriors firing on all cylinders? But eventually they got it together. They came back second quarter, ended the half in a tie. Second half, still a close, highly contested game. Cleveland would push it up some. The Warriors would draw it back. Warriors would push it up. Cleveland would draw it back. Nice back and forth game, all the way to the end where the game ended tied, and we go to overtime. Now, overtime was just a complete mess, a disaster for the Cavs. By the way, they have a serious problem right about now, because while a lot of what happened and a lot of what attribute them losing this game was just some bad shot selection, some bad plays during the overtime, Kyrie Irving came down awkwardly at the end of the game in the regulation and tweaked himself pretty bad. Had to be taken off the court. Pretty much didn't have any involvement in overtime. That's a really big problem. Not just for this game, the game that we just saw pass, but for the future. Because what are they going to do now? If Kyrie Irving is out, LeBron is pretty much back to playing the Spurs when he carried the Cavs by himself. He's going to have to do even more. The man scored over 40 points this game. How much more could you do and end up losing? Now, it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully Kyrie Irving can come back and continue to play strong for Cleveland's sake. Otherwise, my prediction of the Warriors in 6 is pretty much looking really good. In fact, looking like I'm maybe off by a game. I don't think that they're going to sweep the Cavs, but without Kyrie Irving, I can't see the Cavs putting up that much of a fight for the rest of the series, because they're going to need his play. He did a really good job. He, again, this is a guy not known for his defense, but he played very hard on defense, got a couple of steals, a couple of blocks, harassed Steph Curry. You can't stop Stephen Curry. There's no way you can stop him. But the fact that he was able to keep up with him somewhat on one leg was admirable. But now you don't have him out there. Who do you put out there? Are we starting Dellavedova? Do you think Dellavedova is ready for that extended period of time on court? Switch off, put Shumpert. Start J.R. Smith probably as the 2. Okay, so now what? Your reserves are kind of a little thinned out. I mean, Cleveland's already thin as it is. No Irving. Tough. But we shall see how that goes. Anyway, you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out. Deuces.